Hello everyone, welcome back to English Podcast for Everyone. This is episode number 56. I'm Michael, very happy to be here today.
And I'm Jessica, excited to share practical tips for learning English at home. Michael, today's episode focuses on a step-by-step journey.
That's right, Jessica. Many people want to learn English but feel they need a school. We will show them how to do it effectively from home.
This is so important, Michael. Learning at home offers flexibility. What was the first crucial step in this journey of learning English alone?
The first step, Jessica, was overcoming fear and simply starting to speak English. Even when alone, it is vital to begin.
So it is about taking that first brave step. How did the person in the story begin their speaking practice at home, Michael?
They started by naming objects in their room, Jessica. Simple things like, this is a table or this is a chair, just to get the words out.
That sounds very manageable for a beginner. What else did they do to practice speaking alone, Michael?
They practiced self-conversation in front of a mirror, Jessica. They asked and answered simple questions like, hello, how are you, and what is your name?
So the key is just to begin, even with mistakes. That is the first secret to learning English at home, right, Michael?
Precisely, Jessica. Beginning, even imperfectly, is always the most important part. Do not wait for perfection. Just start speaking.
What was the second chapter in this home learning journey, Michael, after they started speaking alone?
The second chapter, Jessica, was listening like a child. The idea was to learn English by listening, just like babies learn their first language.
That's a great analogy, Michael. How did they apply this listening like a child approach to English?
They listened to English podcasts for beginners, Jessica, like slow English stories. They also listened to short daily life podcasts.
So, they focused on content that was easy to understand. What about visual aids, Michael? Did they watch videos too?
Yes, Jessica. They watched easy English conversation videos on YouTube. They paused the videos to repeat sentences, practicing active listening.
Listening became a purposeful activity, not just background noise. They integrated it into daily routines, correct, Michael?
Exactly, Jessica. They listened while cooking and cleaning. The goal was to train their ears to the sounds, rhythm, and music of English.
So listening is not just about understanding words, but also about getting used to the natural flow of the language, Michael.
That's right, Jessica. Consistent listening helps your brain recognize patterns and makes speaking more natural later on.
What was the third important step in this home learning method, Michael?
The third chapter, Jessica, was Reading That Changed My Life. The person started reading easy English stories for beginners.
Like A Day in the Park. And how did they read, Michael? Was it silently or out loud?
They read slowly and out loud, Jessica. The focus was on understanding and enjoying the words, not just finishing the story quickly.
So reading aloud helps with both comprehension and speaking fluency. It connects the written word to the spoken sound, right, Michael?
Precisely, Jessica. Reading helps in learning new words in context. It also shows how native speakers use words in real sentences.
What about new words, Michael? Did they write down long lists of vocabulary to memorize?
No, Jessica. New words were looked up in a dictionary, but not memorized or written down in lists. The focus was on natural acquisition.
So, learning words through repeated exposure in context, rather than just isolated memorization. That's a more organic way, Michael.
Absolutely, Jessica. Reading out loud also helps improve speaking fluency and confidence, making the words feel more natural.
What was the fourth powerful technique they used, Michael, to improve their English at home?
The fourth chapter, Jessica, was Shadowing Without Fear. Shadowing involves immediately repeating sentences after a native speaker.
So it is about copying their words, sound, tone, and rhythm exactly. Right, Michael? That sounds challenging, but effective.
It is, Jessica. They started with short audio clips that had subtitles. They would listen first, then read, then pause and repeat.
This helps with pronunciation and makes the tongue move faster. It makes your voice sound more natural, correct, Michael?
Yes, Jessica. Shadowing teaches how real English sounds and how words are linked together in natural speech. It is a powerful tool.
So it is not just about individual words, but the whole flow of a sentence. What was the fifth step, Michael?
The fifth chapter, Jessica, was Talking to Myself in English. This builds on the first step, making self-talk a consistent habit.
How did they expand on talking to themselves, Michael? Did they describe their actions?
Yes, Jessica. They actively engaged in self-talk, describing actions like I open the door or I close the window.
And they also continued practicing in front of a mirror, asking and answering questions and telling short stories about their day. Right, Michael?
Precisely, Jessica. This practice extended to thinking in English while walking outside, describing observations around them.
So self-talk helps the brain build strong language connections between thinking and speaking. It makes English more automatic, Michael.
Exactly, Jessica. It is a free and effective way to practice speaking every single day without needing a partner.
What was the sixth important strategy they used, Michael, to learn English effectively at home?
The sixth chapter, Jessica, was using technology smartly. They changed their phone's language to English.
That's a simple but effective way to immerse yourself in English daily. What other technology did they use, Michael?
They used English learning apps for vocabulary and pronunciation practice, Jessica. These apps provide structured exercises.
And YouTube was also a key tool, correct, Michael? For easy English listening and shadowing practice.
Yes, Jessica. They also used voice typing to improve pronunciation. It shows if words are typed correctly based on how you speak them.
That's very clever. Did they use dictionary apps and Google Translate as well, Michael?
Yes, Jessica, but with limited use for Google Translate. Dictionary apps were essential for understanding new words in context.
And what about entertainment, Michael? Did they use English music and movies?
Absolutely, Jessica. English music with subtitles helped with rhythm and understanding. Movies with subtitles were also used for immersion.
And voice assistants too, right, Michael? For real-life questions and quick practice.
Yes, Jessica. Using technology smartly means integrating English into every part of your digital life.
What was the seventh crucial step, Michael, for making English learning a natural part of daily life at home?
The seventh chapter, Jessica, was creating English habits at home. The emphasis shifted to creating small, daily routines.
Like reading a short paragraph in English every morning, correct, Michael? That's a very manageable habit.
Yes, Jessica. Other habits included talking to oneself in the mirror after brushing teeth, making English a part of daily routines.
And listening to English audio while cooking or thinking in English during walks, right, Michael?
Precisely, Jessica. They also watched short English videos in the evening. These small actions build consistency.
And labeling objects in the room with their English names, Michael? That's a classic technique.
Yes, Jessica. The core idea is that consistency in small actions leads to significant growth over time.
So it is about making English learning a natural, effortless part of your day rather than a big, separate task, Michael.
Exactly, Jessica. Small, consistent efforts are far more powerful than intense but infrequent study sessions.
What was the final chapter, Michael, that summarizes this entire journey of learning English at home?
The eighth and final chapter, Jessica, was Learning Never Stops at Home. It reinforces that learning English at home is possible.
And effective through consistent daily practice, right, Michael? It is about perseverance.
Yes, Jessica. The speaker highlights the importance of being regular, using available tools, and not giving up even on difficult days.
So it is a continuous process. The journey is described as a slow, beautiful journey, full of effort, full of patience, full of small victories, Michael.
Absolutely, Jessica. It is about celebrating every small step forward and understanding that progress takes time and dedication.
This approach shows that anyone can learn English from home, no matter their starting point, if they are consistent.
That's right, Jessica. With the right mindset and daily habits, English fluency is truly achievable for everyone.
Thank you, Michael, for sharing this amazing step-by-step guide for learning English.